I see you pray, that's an indication that you're a Muslim. You don't pray, no Islam. So the question is, how did the prayers come about, or how did the 5 prayers come about? Okay, there is an event, right? There was a journey in which the Prophet Muhammad took, and it's called Isra or Mi'raj. Isra or Mi'raj, which means the journey or the ascension. Isra or Mi'raj. Okay, this is in chapter 17 of the Quran. The first ayat of this chapter, Allah states, A'udhu-billahi min shaitanir rajeem, Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Exalted is he who took his servant Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam by night from Masjid al-Haram, meaning Mecca, to Masjid al-Aqsaa, which means the Masjid in Jerusalem, whose surroundings we have blessed, to show him our signs. Indeed, he is the hearing, the seeing. So Allah tells us in this chapter, chapter 17, Allah tells us that surely on the Isra, or this ascension, he took the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam on this ascension to show him his signs, to show him the signs. Okay. Also, this event of Isra or Mi'raj, it was a test of the believers to see who would believe in the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and who would disbelieve in the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because after this event, some people became hypocrites or munafiqs. We're going to go into the hadith, inshallah, about this incident or about this event and what happened. But before, inshallah, I'm just telling you about a hadith, inshallah. Again, as we said, this is where the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was transported from Masjid al-Haram. Masjid al-Haram is the masjid in Mecca. And it said he went from Masjid al-Haram to Masjid al-Aqsaa, which is the masjid in Jerusalem. There was a donkey, we're told in hadith that there was a donkey that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to take him on his journey. And his journey, the donkey's name was Burak. The donkey's name was Burak, and the word Burak means lightning. Okay, the name of the donkey that took the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam on his journey of Isra or Mi'raj is called Burak. And the word Burak means lightning. We're told in hadith that this donkey, that every time it made a stride, it went as far as the eye can see. So every time it took a stride, it went as far as the eye can see. Now we know the word Burak, it means lightning. So fast like lightning. Okay? And so this donkey took him from Mecca to Medina, and from Medina into the 7 heavens, all the way underneath the throne of Allah. This is a part of our belief system. We must believe this. Okay? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he made this journey in full body. Okay? It wasn't just his spirit. It wasn't a dream. It wasn't a figment of his imagination. It was real and it was true. Okay? So he took this journey in full body. Okay? Body and spirit on this donkey, and it carried him from Mecca to Medina, and then, from Mecca to Jerusalem, then from Jerusalem to the 7 heavens. When the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was in Jerusalem, okay, we're told in the hadith before he ascended to the heavens that he led the Salat in Masjidul-Aqsaa. He led the Salat with all of the prophets. We say Allahu Alam. We say we believe in the unseen. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we believe it. Whatever the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, we believe it. Even though we may not be able to understand it, comprehend it, we still say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Sami'na wa ata'na. We hear and we obey. So we're told in hadith that in Jerusalem, before the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam ascended to the heavens, he led Salat. He did 2 rakats with all the prophets to show that he was the Imam of all the prophets. Although all the prophets came with the same message. Although all the prophets came with Tawheed, all the prophets were brothers, but the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he is the Imam of all the other Imams. He's the last prophet, the seal of the prophets. Khataman Nabiyyin. Okay? So now, inshallah, what we're going to do is, inshallah, go into the story of Mi'raj. We're going to read through the hadith. Inshallah, just bear patiently with me, those who already went through this class. Inshallah, it's just going to be a reminder. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, for barely the reminder, it benefits the believer. Okay? So we'll go through this, inshallah. And again, in understanding that the Salat is the key. Okay? Then it should be very important for oneself to try to lock in and gain a firm understanding of the Salaah, trying to master it and trying to get the best understanding possible. Okay? Don't fall short in your Salaah. Don't fall short in your understanding or learning these hadiths of the Salaah, so that you, inshallah, you be of those who guard the Salaah. So the prayer. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, while I was at Mecca, the roof of my house was opened and Gabriel descended. He opened my chest and washed it with Zamzam water. Now we know the Zamzam water is the well that came from Hajar and his mother Ishmael alayhi salam. While I was at Mecca, the roof of the house was open and Gabriel descended, opened my chest, and washed the inside with Zamzam water. So we're told that the angel Jibril alayhi salam came and opened up the roof, grabbed the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, opened up his chest, and washed it with Zamzam water. Now we're told in hadith that Zamzam water comes from under the throne of Allah. So this is a special blessed water. Then he brought a golden tray full of wisdom and faith, hikmah and iman. And having poured its contents into my chest, he closed it. So he said he washed his heart, he washed his chest with Zamzam water. Then he poured into it hikmah and wisdom and faith. So Allah put this into his heart. Okay? He then took my hand and ascended with me to the nearest heaven. This is Jibril alayhi salam and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it was Jibril alayhi salam, Burak, and Jibril alayhi salam. Then he took my hand and ascended with me to the nearest heaven, meaning the first heaven. When I reached the nearest heaven, Jibril alayhi salam asked the gatekeeper to open up the heaven. Open the gate. The gatekeeper asked, who is it? Jibril alayhi salam answered, it is Jibril. He asked, is there anyone with you? Jibril alayhi salam replied, yes, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is with me. He asked, has he been called? Jibril alayhi salam said, yes. So the gate was open, and we went over the nearest heaven, and there was a man sitting, and some people on his right, and some people on his left. So when he entered into this heaven, they saw a man with people sitting to his right, people sitting to his left. When he looked towards the right, he laughed. And when he looked to his left, he wept. Then he said, welcome, O pious prophet and pious son. I asked Jibril alayhi salam, Gabriel alayhi salam, who is he? He replied, he is Adam alayhi salam, and the people on his right and left are the souls of his offspring. Those on his right are the people of paradise, and those on the left are the people of the hellfire. And when he looks towards the right, he laughs, and when he looks towards the left, he weeps. So we've seen Adam alayhi salam in the heavens. Okay, so this is a reality. When the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he ascended and went through the heavens, he met different prophets. This is something that we believe in. So it said that he met Adam alayhi salam. Okay, you see all these people and all these kids. Those on the right side were for the paradise. Those on the left side, hellfire. Then he ascended with me till we reached the second heaven. And he, Jibril alayhi salam, said to his gatekeeper, open the gate. The gatekeeper said to him the same as the gatekeeper on the first heaven has said, and open the gate. Anas bin Malik, this is again one of the Sahabas, he said, Abu-Dhar added that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam met Adam alayhi salam, Idris, Musa alayhi salam, Isa alayhi salam, and Ibrahim alayhi salam. He, Abu-Dhar, did not mention on which heaven they were, but he mentioned that he, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, met Adam on the first heaven and Ibrahim alayhi salam on the sixth heaven. Anas radiallahu anh said, when Jibril alayhi salam, when Jibril along with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed by Idris, the later said, welcome, O pious prophet and pious brother. The Prophet asked, who is he? Jibril alayhi salam replied, he is Idris, which is another prophet. The Prophet added, I passed by Musa alayhi salam, and he said, welcome, O pious prophet and pious brother. I asked Jibril alayhi salam, who is he? Jibril alayhi salam replied, he is Musa alayhi salam. Then I passed by Isa alayhi salam, and he said, welcome, O pious brother and pious prophet. I asked, who is he? Jibril alayhi salam said, Isa alayhi salam. So again, just proving that he met all of these different prophets on different levels. Then I passed by Ibrahim alayhi salam, and he said, welcome, O pious prophet and pious son. I asked Jibril alayhi salam, who is he? Jibril alayhi salam replied, he is Ibrahim alayhi salam. The Prophet added, then Jibril alayhi salam ascended with me to a place where I heard the creaking of the pins. Ibn Hazm and Anas bin Malik said
that the Prophet ﷺ said, then Allah enjoined 50 prayers on my followers. When I returned with this order of Allah, I passed by Musa alayhi salam, who asked me, what has Allah enjoined on your followers? I replied, he has enjoined 50 prayers on me. Musa said, go back to your Lord and appeal for reduction, for your followers will not be able to bear it. So I went back to Allah and requested for reduction and reduced it to half. When I passed by Musa alayhi salam again and informed him about that, he said, go back to your Lord, as your followers will not be able to bear it. So I returned to Allah and requested for further reduction, and half of it was reduced. I again passed by Musa alayhi salam, and he said to me, return to your Lord, for your followers will not be able to bear it. So I returned to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he said, these are 5 prayers, and they are all equal to 50 in reward, for my word does not change. I returned to Musa alayhi salam, and he said to me, go back once again. I replied, now I feel shy for asking my Lord again. Then Jibreel alayhi salam took me till we reached Sadeeq al-Muntaha, the low tree of the utmost boundary, which was shrouded in colors indescribable. Then I was admitted into paradise, where I found small tents of walls made of pearls, and its earth was made of musk. Okay, so this was the journey, which was the Isra or the Mi'raj of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Again, we believe this story is a fact. We do not deny this. We believe that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam made this journey on this donkey that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described through the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We believe that this donkey carried him from Mecca to Jerusalem, and from Jerusalem to the 7 heavens in full body. I wrote Abu Bakr's name here. Abu Bakr, his nickname was called As-Sadeeq, which means the truthful one. And he became As-Sadeeq when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came back from this journey. And he was telling the people about this journey. And some of the people said, oh man, he's crazy, man. He done went crazy. Talking about he done went from here to here and went to the heavens and came back in one day. Man, he crazy. He minds knew. Right? They were saying he was crazy. Abu Bakr, he said, whatever the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I believe it. If he said it, I believe it. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave him the title As-Sadeeq, meaning the truthful one. Okay? So the same thing with us. Whatever the Prophet said, man, we believe it to be actual, factual. So we learned in this hadith that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he made his journey and he went into the heavens. He met different prophets. He greeted them. They said, gave him salams. Okay? We told that he met Isa alayhi salam, Idris. Another narration, we told that he met Yahya, which is John the Baptist. Okay? And he met Musa alayhi salam. Now we're told that when he went to the 7th heaven, that he had a conversation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the hadith of Aisha, radiallahu anha, she said, anyone who says that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said or saw Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on Mi'raj, they are a liar. Because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when he was asked, what did he see? He said, nur ala nur, light upon light. He didn't see anything but light. So when God spoke to him, he just saw light. So he never saw Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So again, when he went to the 7th heaven, he had a conversation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but it was nothing but light that he saw. He couldn't see the face of Allah, the wajh of Allah. Okay? And in this conversation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah enjoined 50 prayers on the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his ummah. Okay? 50 prayers. That was the original. So basically, we were supposed to do 50 prayers in a day. Not just think we would have to do 50 prayers in one day. We can't even barely do 5 in one day. Right? But he first enjoined 50 upon us. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, for Musa alayhi salam, right? And his wisdom. When the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was going back down into the heavens, he ran back into Musa alayhi salam. And Musa alayhi salam asked him, what did your Lord enjoin upon you and your ummah? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, 50 prayers in one day. Musa alayhi salam, out of his wisdom and in his experience of dealing with Bani Israel and them, he said, man, go back and ask for reduction, man. They're not going to be able to do it. I know they ain't going to be able to do it. I've been doing this like you, and I've been doing it for a long time. Go ask for reduction. They're not going to be able to do it. So we're told that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam went back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, asked for reduction. It got reduced in half. Okay? Went back, met Musa again, asked him the same question. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him what happened. He said, man, no, go back, ask for another reduction. We're told he went back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Boom, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cut it in half again. Okay? Same thing, Musa alayhi salam, same thing he told him.
to the point that it was reduced to 5 prayers. Okay? So now, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he again goes to Musa alayhi salam, and he sees Musa alayhi salam, and he asks him again, what did he do? He said 5 prayers. He said, still, that will be too much. And we know that Musa alayhi salam was correct, because there's some people today that still can't do their 5 prayers in one day, right? Me included sometimes. Get tired. It's hard. Get busy. It's doing it. Okay? So, Musa alayhi salam was right. Okay? So, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that he felt shy to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reduce it anymore, so he left it at 5. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, because my word does not change, and I ordained for you 50 prayers in one day, you still get the reward for doing 50 prayers. Okay? Even though we do 5, we still get the reward of doing 50 prayers. So therefore that means that every good deed, which coincides with the hadith, that every good deed we do is times 10. Right? Because if we say 5 prayers times 10, that's 50. Right? Just like the hadith when the Prophet Muhammad said, anytime you do a good deed, Allah multiplies it times 10. But if you do a bad deed, it only counts as 1.